Plaintiff Janisha Calhoun dated the defendant, and she claims after they broke up, he offered her $2,000 to get back together. Janisha is suing because she says after he discovered she intended to have a threesome for her birthday, the defendant robbed her and vandalized her property. Defendant Michael Favors says Janisha has no self-respect. And not only did she cheat on him numerous times, but she also gave him an STD. Michael insists he never broke into Janisha's home and denies owing her for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, so I met him in 2017 at Walmart. We worked together. Shortly after me meeting him, his father passed away due to cancer, and I was there for him. I helped him out a lot. I was just basically a support system. A few months go by, we end up in an exclusive relationship. He asks me to move in with him. I move in with him. Shortly after knowing him, I trusted him, and everything was going good for a while. And then he started becoming a little bit more possessive and controlling, and he kicked me out of his house multiple times over the littlest things. The one time I got kicked out for going to a family party, I invited him to come with me. He didn't want to come. So I come home from this party late, drunk. He's kicking me out at who knows what time in the morning. And every time he kicks me out, he wants me to get all my stuff out, not just a little bit of clothes, like any furniture, whatever I had.
Give me
there.
another example of him putting you out or kicking you out as you refer to it.
I had a best friend. Me and her were friends for 4 years, and I stopped being friends with her when me and him got into a relationship. We were messing around in the past, but we rekindled our friendship. At the time, I ended up going to see her again. I tell Michael about it. We hang out. I spent 2 nights with her back to back, and that's what upset him, was the 2 days in a row. So he kicks me out again for that. That's another example. That was the last time he put me out.
Describe kicked out.
He was upset, obviously. He wanted to know what happened. Nothing happened. That's what I told him. And he told me to leave. And I was like, I'm not leaving because you're just going to ask me to come back tomorrow. Because every time he did kick me out, the very next day, he'll ask me to come back. So he threatened to call the cops, and he called my mother, and she came over and she helped me get my stuff out his house.
Okay.
But
only thing you did wrong is to move your stuff. But everything else should have gone just like it did. You come home drunk after hours. He's angry. And when a man is angry with a woman, somebody needs to walk away. And he's been telling you, I don't really mean I want you gone permanently. Let me hear from you, sir.
The reason why I felt some type of way with her going with the ex, because one, I didn't know that at first about them even having anything going on in the past. I had found out because she left her Facebook open on my computer, and it's got messages of her, the friend, talking about doing sexual stuff. She missed her and she want to rekindle. You need to come over. And when she told me she was going to go see her friend and spend the night, now I'm confused. I got hit with a boomerang because I'm like, you telling me one thing, but I'm reading all your messages and I see another. So that's why I got mad, because she was going over there to do more than just be friends. So when we worked at Walmart, she had slept with 3 guys in the same department. And I found out after we were talking. So throughout us dating, before I started seeing like signs of her doing stuff, like she don't have no self-respect for herself. She done told me her backstory about none of her family really care about her and don't nobody be there for her when she need help financially. I tried to take that role as a man and fill in that spot for her because I felt sorry for her. But then it just got out of control. Like, she was still having sex with the guys after me and her done had sex.
How do you know?
And then,
how did you know that?
Because they started telling me, and then she told me too.
Did you, ma'am? You told him you were having sex with his co-workers?
No, because I was not having sex with his coworkers.
Okay.
I told him about my previous stories and my previous life, but that's not
All right,
true.
she said no. Go ahead.
So I start finding out that she got dealings with females too when she was living with her aunt, because she just skipped out that whole part. While I'm finding out about these guys, the roommate that's with them, they have a baby, and for some odd reason, she tells me that she letting this girl have sex with her too, and they supposed to be roommates.
While you were dating?
Yes.
All right,
yes.
at least she was honest.
Right. But when I confront her about it and don't be aggressive or mean, she tried to like twist it and make it seem like I'm pressuring her, I'm being possessive, when she told on herself. So I'm like, okay, you gotta go, because obviously you can't stop having sex with people unprotected, and then gave me an STD and didn't even take responsibility.
No, I did not give him an STD. He was
You did have
with
one,
his baby
sir?
mother, and he gave me an STD.
Ma'am, please, can I talk to him? You
Yes,
did
you
have
can.
an
I'm sorry,
STD?
sir.
Yes.
Okay. And in terms of asking her to leave, you told her that if you ask her to leave, you don't really mean permanently. Is that what you told her?
Yes, but
Okay.
that was
I understand
before.
that. I would say the same thing, because you're definitely gonna leave. You're not staying there that night. It's not safe for either of us to stay there that night. So go. You don't come in. You can't come in. If he told you he doesn't mean it, you should have kind of read that he needs some cooling off period. And just when he say, no, you've been out drunk and it's after hours, I ain't letting you in here, he's diffusing a possible violent situation. Some men would get violent with you, ma'am. And so he did the right thing. And you said he told you don't really believe it. And that is what someone might say. Well, you know, I was mad, and I know I asked you to leave whenever I'm mad, but don't believe me. I'm just saying that. Well, that sounds like somebody who's saying, I'm saying it temporarily because I'm angry, and that's what needs to be said is go. Tell me about the property he damaged.
Okay, he damaged my TVs.
Tell me what happened.
Couch.
Start with what happened.
So I went to work, and while I'm at work, my neighbors are texting me and telling me that he's in my driveway. He's been in my driveway for 4 hours. My little sister's girlfriend lived down the street, and she's at her sister's house on the porch. And Michael approaches her, and he's telling her all types of things like, where am I, wanting to know about my whereabouts. And he's very upset because he had some spyware that he hacked into my phone, and he told me about it. And that's how he was able to see my Facebook messages and my text messages, and any text that I got to my phone went directly to his phone. So he knew for my birthday, I was planning on having a threesome. I've been single for a whole year prior to my birthday.
Mm-hmm. With
yes,
him
I've been
or
single
not?
for a whole year. Not with him.
Okay.
I've been single since 2019 of November.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last time he kicked me out. And that's when he broke up with me, and we never got back together. And he tried to bribe me to be his girlfriend. He said, if I give you $2,000, will you be my girlfriend again? I told him, no, you can't pay me to be your girlfriend again. And he would try to pay me to have sex with him. And I stopped taking his bribes, and that's when he got mad. And that's what led up to this robbery. Because when I came home to go to work, all my stuff was gone. I couldn't go to work. I had to call off. I didn't even have a pair of boots to put on.
Hold on. You all had broken. Hold on, ma'am. You all had broken up?
Yeah, we've been broken up.
How did he get in your house? Hold on, ma'am. Please listen. How did he get in the house? If you all had broken up.
We've been broken up, but we've been friends. I stated that we were friends.
How did he get in the house?
He knocked on the door, and I let him in.
I thought he had robbed you of your things.
Yes, this was the day before when he was in my driveway. When he robbed me, I wasn't home. I was at my friend's house.
How did he get in?
He broke the door.
There you go. Woo! That took a long time for you to tell me how he got in. My goodness. He kicked the door down. Why didn't you tell me he kicked the door down? He kicked the door down, and when you came back, you called the police?
Yes, I have a police report. There is...
What page?
Page 2.
Okay. And did they follow up?
Yes. Yes, they followed up. Apparently, he got arrested. I didn't know anything about it until after.
Sir, let me hear from you.
Well, that day when all that stuff happened, she didn't even talk to me that whole night. But I magically kicked her door down. She has 2 doors to get into her house. I have no way to get in her house. So how could I get past the first door, get upstairs, kick your door in when you have downstairs neighbors? It is like 4 or 5 people that live downstairs. Nobody hears me kick your door down, break in, take all your stuff, and then magically disappear in the night.
You're saying you didn't do it at all?
No.
Did the police speak with you about it?
No. They just told me that it was a report and a statement that I stole her stuff and then I got arrested.
Okay, they did more than just speak with you. They arrested you, sir.
Yeah.
And so what happened? Did you spend the night in jail?
Yeah, pretty much. The cops told me to come to the police station to make a statement, and I was set up, and then I got arrested.
And what happened with the prosecution? Did the prosecutor prosecute you? Did you have a judge or a jury trial? What happened? What ultimately happened?
Well, basically, they told me that I had violated the order of protection.
Okay, I didn't hear about that.
She had one.
I have an order.
How did you come about the order of protection? You missed that, which is very important.
He actually violated it 3 times that I have reported through the police, but it's been violated way more than 3 times.
What happened with the court case?
Well, she dropped the charges with that order of protection. That's what I thought. I didn't know that it was still in place. That's why I got arrested.
Did they ever charge you with anything that occurred on the night that her house was damaged?
No.
They never charged you with anything related to that?
No.
Ma'am, do you know if he's ever been charged or paid any type of penalty, probation, community service, a fine, restitution? Have you received any money from any type of restitution or fine?
No.
Stolen property? What property did he steal, ma'am?
He stole all my clothes, all my shoes, all my purses, my bicycle. He ripped apart my washer and dryer and took the pieces with him. And my toys, my sex toys.
Okay. That's what you need to be sued for. That's the emotional distress, doctor. That's what you're suing on the What's the emotional distress for, ma'am?
Well, he won't leave me alone to this day. He keeps popping up at my new address.
When was the last time?
The last time, my neighbors saw him yesterday. They were banging on my door. They said they saw him run down the street. I didn't see him, so I can't.
Do you have a statement from anyone? Sir, were you on her street yesterday?
I tried to get a statement. No. I tried to get a statement before court today, but they weren't answering their door. And I have text messages. Did you enter him into your evidence? No, sir.
Yeah. I can't make a decision, and if I can't make a decision, then I'm unable to grant an award. When the evidence isn't sufficient, when the testimony is contradictory, when people withhold very valuable evidence to the end of the case and say that there was a restraining order, he denies every single thing you say about him coming. You have no evidence to the contrary, no evidence that he had any court procedure, that he was charged, nothing. All we have is a police report that you gave when he wasn't there, and he says he was arrested as a result of violating the restraining order, not of robbing your house. You got all these folks you've admittedly been dealing with because you're single, and all this, and having threesomes because I can, and so they can come in your house and get mad with you too and rip up your couch.
I don't have anybody in my house.
I know. They might have kicked it in, ma'am. They may have kicked your door in. Bye-bye. Your claim is dismissed. You're unable to prove it.
No, I have nothing to say to him besides just leave me alone, stop showing up at my house so I can live in peace. And that's all I have to say.
Well, all I got to say is I just hope that you learned your lesson for trying to falsely accuse me for stuff, because you mess with so many people that you can't.
I didn't mess with nobody. That was you. You was bringing girls into my apartment, girls in my apartment. You were just mad because you can't have me. You won't have me ever again. That's all I got to say. I don't care about what you have to say.